is a registered charity. We've got 2.5 full-time equivalent staff, myself as the CEO, Charlotte as our ecologist, and also Angela Salmon, who is our head of education. The team has been in place in full since March of this year, and the Nature Commission itself has only been operating for a year as of last month, so we're quite a new organisation. The purpose of the Nature Commission is to enhance the island's natural environment within a generation. We want to work with all the amazing environmental organisations in Guernsey and wider to help connect people with nature, to harness and amplify a collective voice for nature, and also by collaborating with the States of Guernsey, businesses and communities as well. We provide support in the delivery of the States of Guernsey 2020 strategy for nature. Much of this overlaps with our Nature Commission work programme. So that means that a lot of our work is directly helping to achieve that strategy. In this presentation, we'll talk a little bit about how the Nature Commission is helping to deliver the strategy for nature into action. And I'm going to invite Julia up from the States of Guernsey to give us a quick overview about that.
Okay, thanks, Jessie. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so I get to do the boring bit and just talk about the strategy. I get to talk about the fun stuff. But yeah, so the strategy for nature that was published in 2020, this actually came out of a review of our biodiversity strategy back that was published in 2015. And it was sort of felt that in the 5 years since, there'd been a huge shift in the tools that were available and in sort of the progress that had been made in mainstreaming biodiversity. So we totally rewrote that strategy, and it became this 2020 strategy for nature. Has these broad visions and purpose, and then it was broken down into 3 goals with 9 underpinning objectives. And the focus really became less about what government are going to do and more about how can we mainstream biodiversity throughout the whole of our community. So throughout government decision making, but also through community, through individuals, through businesses. Really looking at how we can connect our community to nature, so that they could then feel empowered and want to care for it and to support nature, and then feeding that out into the data that we can capture from that engagement, and then how that can then inform decision making to feed back to how we can then care and connect for nature. But because this strategy was about more than just government, it felt totally appropriate that it wasn't just government that delivers this. And in fact, there's a lot of the objectives and the goals and through the strategy for nature that are better delivered outside of government. So working closely with the Community Foundation, the Nature Commission was established, and really they can engage and they can communicate with the public on a much, a different platform to government. But importantly, they can also look at securing funding from an investment from private individuals and private companies, and work really closely with the third sector to, basically deliver on these goals and objectives. So I'll pass back to Jessie to talk about how that's done.
Okay, so first up we have goal A, connect our island community with nature. And there's 3 objectives. So objective 1, encourage everyone to get out into nature. Objective 2, increase awareness, understanding and support for nature. And then objective 3, ensure the economic, social and environmental value of nature is understood and integrated into local decision making. So first up, we have our citizen science programme. So citizen science is a great way to connect people with nature and also collect useful data. Volunteering helps people to give back to the natural environment and is vital in consistently providing large amounts of data over a long time period and filling in the gaps in our knowledge. The citizen science projects that we support are often national projects. And so by contributing data, we are helping to build a picture for the whole of the British Isles. By knowing more about the state of our habitats and species, we can understand which areas need the most support. Additionally, data from these projects will be used in the next and subsequent State of Nature reports produced by the Nature Commission. Important data collection like this would not be possible without the help of our volunteers. So the projects that we've been leading this year include the Big Seaweed Search, the Great Egg Case Hunt and the UK Butterfly Monitoring Scheme. We've already started engaging with the public this summer, and we've been teaching the methodology in the hope that volunteers will take on surveying forward with the support from the Nature Commission. As well as those projects the Nature Commission is leading, we're also actively promoting other citizen science projects, including on social media, via Nature Matters articles and by supporting public events. We're also a bat centre for the Bailiwick Bat Survey, which means we're holding several bat detectors for the public to access. And this allows us to engage with members of the public and further promote our work. We've also identified a few projects that we're keen to roll out next year, such as a plant alert, the breeding bird survey, and an amphibian and reptile survey. And then the plan for the Nature Commission Citizen Science going forward is to bring in additional projects to our programme, potentially to help fill gaps identified through the State of Nature, continue to offer opportunities for the public to volunteer, and then ultimately transition these projects to the public to lead.
So communication to the public is an important way to provide information and education. Communication helps us achieve Objective 1 of the Strategy for Nature, which is encouraging everyone to get out into nature, and Objective 2 of the strategy, which is increasing awareness, understanding and support for nature. The work streams that the Nature Commission do in this space include coordinating Nature Matters articles, as Charlotte mentioned, which we release approximately once a month, and they're written by a variety of Guernsey's natural environment organisations. These are then published in the Guernsey Press. In addition to this, we regularly post on our social media, and we've been building up our followers over the last year. As you'll all know, social media is such a great way to engage those who wouldn't otherwise be getting engaged in environmental matters locally. We also aim to promote citizen science, help raise awareness of issues, help teach species identification, promote events, and also demonstrate what we get up to and how the community can get involved through various means of communication. Goal B of the Strategy for Nature: care for nature to ensure the diversity and resilience of our natural capital and assets. The objectives under that goal are Objective 4, ensure an integrated, broad-scale approach to the conservation and management of our nature. Objective 5, maximise the diversity of species and ecosystems. And Objective 6, reduce pressures on nature and ensure the resilience of our natural capital and assets. You can't manage what you don't measure. And so in order for Objective 4 and 5 of the strategy to be met, it's really important to have the data in order to be able to measure. The indicators for these objectives are in relation to population trends for vertebrate species and the status of key species and habitats, as well as changes over time. So the Nature Commission is looking at developing a baseline data collection programme, the aim of which is to fill in the gaps identified in the State of Nature 2024 report, which I'll talk more about in a few slides' time. And that's through specific ecological targeted surveying, the purpose of which is to build on existing long-term data collection and develop reproducible analysis of the results so that we can have population trends where possible. Analysis can then be made available via future States of Nature reports, as well as various other means of communicating information to the public and to decision makers. The Nature Commission is hoping to develop this programme in Q4 of this year, after the publication of State of Nature 2024, which is the 1st of October, just in 3 and a bit weeks. Goal C, foster and share knowledge about nature. Objective 7, bring nature to life through learning. Objective 8, share and use information effectively. Objective 9, improve knowledge about nature to inform decision making. Charlotte's already talked a little bit about our citizen science work, and that also helps to achieve all of these objectives as well. So this is my favourite thing to talk about at the moment. To help achieve those objectives, we're also working on producing a report to share information and improve knowledge about nature to inform decision making. Our State of Nature workstream commenced in August last year when the Nature Commission was established. Available data has helped us outline the state of our marine, freshwater and terrestrial habitats and the species associated with them. We've also included the main pressures which affect those species and habitats, as well as how to help sections. And these are aimed at businesses, government and individuals, with various actions that can be undertaken to help counter the pressures identified. All of our State of Nature 2024 products will be released on the 1st of October this year, so that's 3 weeks on Tuesday. And they'll be available via our website and shared on social media, so please do keep an eye out. In the future, the plan is to produce State of Nature reports for Guernsey and Herm every 5 years. It's hoped that there will be sufficient data for our next report to do a more detailed analysis and produce more trends to help inform further conservation measures. So the State of Nature output helps to deliver against Objectives 5, 8 and 9 of the Strategy for Nature. The annual BioBlitz in Guernsey helps meet all the objectives of Goal C in the Strategy for Nature, as in Guernsey, they are typically run with local experts and volunteers in order to obtain quality data about a site, but also with schools to help provide education on our natural environment. In 2024, this year, the BioBlitz took place at Bordeaux. We used the terrestrial area, which used to be a landfill, and also the intertidal zone within Bordeaux Harbour. 6 schools were involved at that BioBlitz, and prior to their coming down to the site, we gave them presentations at schools to give them a bit of a flavour of what to expect. So for the BioBlitz, there was a full 24-hour period for experts to collect data, and then 2 days with schools to come down to the site to share what we'd found. The children took part in activities including bird watching, plant spotting, bug hunting, rock pooling, and learning about bats. It was very much a chaotic 2 days, over 300 children. In addition to our own work streams to help deliver the Strategy for Nature, the Nature Commission also administers the Strategy for Nature Fund, and this offers financial support for environmental initiatives which aim to further the goals and objectives of the strategy. The 2024-25 fund application process for this year will be opening soon. With the release of State of Nature 2024, we hope to see applications which will help to fill those identified data gaps. The Nature Commission also coordinates the Guernsey Biodiversity Partnership Group. This was formed to help with the delivery of what was the biodiversity strategy, now the Strategy for Nature. Following the formation of the Nature Commission, the BPG has become an advisory panel on the Strategy for Nature to challenge, support, and to help deliver it. The BPG consists of various Guernsey-based nature organisations and qualified experts in conservation, ecology, and land management. Here are some of the challenges we faced in helping to deliver the 2020 Strategy for Nature. Terms used such as effective conservation measures and success. What do these mean? For example, Indicator 7A, extent and success of initiatives to integrate biodiversity into schools. What is considered success and how would we measure that? Another example, how to collect data to inform various indicators. For example, Indicator 1A under the strategy, extent of initiatives to promote engagement with nature, which in turn promote people's health and well-being. How would data to inform causation rather than correlation be gathered for this indicator? There also currently isn't a baseline against which the indicators can be measured from so that we can understand progress. So the Nature Commission will be working with the States of Guernsey to manage these challenges as our work streams progress. Future plans for the Nature Commission in relation to the 2020 Strategy for Nature. The strategy may be up for review soon. It will be in its 5th year next year. And if Guernsey signs up to Convention on Biological Diversity, we might expect to see a few additions or changes to the strategy, so we'll be prepared for that. Other than that, groundwork has started on preparing an annual People and Nature survey to find out how islanders in Guernsey and Herm connect with nature. This can then inform education and engagement programmes, and that will help deliver against Objective 1 of the strategy. We're also scoping a nature network workstream, the output of which will include mapping out green spaces and areas, private land managed under effective conservation measures. This could help deliver against Objective 2 of the strategy. Other upcoming work for us includes supporting the entitlements for science, which will be mandatory at secondary schools this month, in fact. Citizen science projects for schools to take part in will also be highlighted, and that will help deliver against Objective 7 of the strategy. These are just some of the examples of how the Nature Commission is delivering the Strategy for Nature into action. Feel free to follow us on social media to find out more about what we get up to, and please do look out for State of Nature 2024 to be released on the 1st of October. Thank you very much.